secured, and look at this. NB Esports against Maptex, but unfortunately, Fistboy gets ran over by Wally. Definitely a little bit of embarrassing moment for them, but Maptex, even they themselves, they've got a lot of bodies that are still knocked down, crawling for help. Wally in the back is way too low, looking to patch himself up. MG3 in the hands of Mondo. And he's going to make sure that he's putting the final nails in the coffin for the players of Maptex. A good nade! Going to catch Baron perfectly done. Mondo, this man's accuracy is on the point today. And now looking to mow down the lawn in the front. Wally's still able to make it away safe for now. The buggy has took too many bullets on himself. And Wally knows it's probably next to impossible to recover his teammate Baron. He needs to play in the back end safe.
Oh, Mondo, this guy is again back in the action. He was able to clutch so many times during the PMPL SA and in the league plays. He was so many times the MVP as well. And NB Esports, finally they have been able to find their feet, and Mondo is still trying to find Bali, who has a good compound to his name and a good hard cover. But the bad news is the circle has taken a northern shift, and Maptex and NB, they need to make those rotation. But somehow 4MB again in a good spot, Stalwarts in the epicenter. At the same time, T2K also, they're holding on to the ridge line, the short line. They do have a good position, but Valley, Mondo with that weapon is still hunting for him, and Valley in a 1v3 scenario right now.
Oh, he just dips away. Doesn't want to fight it. Just runs away. Is going to give away the comp. That, I mean, Sandesh is still on the right side, and this man is a venomous snake. He can strike whenever he gets a chance to. I8, now they're subtracted over here. They've got a little split for themselves. It's a 3-1. And all the three players on the right side, they're a little bit tagged up. Should patch himself up. NB Esports, they lose out on another player, and they're in quite an awkward spot. They need to make it on the other side of the road. For Fistboy, it's going to be a miraculous play if he's able to execute that. For MV, things could have been a little bit out of comfort for them, but they're able to retaliate back and make sure that the opponent is now going to be in a little bit more misery. Smoke's thrown over. Nova wants to get the res there, and will probably be able to do so. But look at Stalwart Esports. They're now in the prime position inside the next circle.
Oh, they are. At the same time, they're also going to grab so much attention from all the remaining teams. That is where they have to be the cautious one. On the other side, 4MV, they are picking individual fights. That is going to work in their favor, but the cover is not there. All they have is a little Dacia for the hard cover, and the player in the water, T2K Sandesh, can do a lot of damage towards the side of 4MV if they're not the cautious ones. At the same time, Fistboy trying to pull off a miraculous play, but that won't be allowed as Nirzet puts an end to him. And with that, NB Esports also bids bye-bye after having a very high frag game and tops from the angles. First down Sky, and Sky was trying to move inside the safety, but unfortunately, he has been taken down.
Told you, they've got the prime spot in their hands. Now it's going to be tough to take down the Stalwart Esports. And oh boy, right in the pregame segment, we had this entire conversation. I said Stalwart Esports were called at one time the gods of South Asia, and I guess the gods are returned to rule the kingdom. As we've got Stalwart Esports right in the smack center of this next circle. You've got 4 Miracle Vibes trying to make their way inside, trying to breach their way in, sweeping anyone that stands in their path. But the biggest thorn in the way is going to be Stalwart Esports. And for them to deal with Stalwart Esports, they will first need to make sure that Illuminate Crew is being taken out of the game. But Stalwart Esports are taking things, or making things a little bit more light for the opponents. You've got another man from Stalwart just trying to drive around, gather any sort of information. And that was action. He was not able to get a lot of those, but they at least have a rough idea of where exactly 4 Miracle Vibes are. And look at the separation they're bringing up. Apex all the way on the left, while the rest 3 are on the right. And Stalwart Esports, they might just be pinned in that center position.
The Goliaths versus Goliaths from the Mongolian region. Who is going to get the chicken dinner for themselves? The frags are definitely in the favor of 4MV. 13 frags. They were raining death and destruction in this particular angle. On the other side, like you said, Stalwarts, they do have a good compound, good building, hardcover to their name. But yes, 4MV, they are trying to surround a flank angle that has been created by Apex. Has already been watched by the players of Stalwart Esports, so they need to resort to the plan B if they want to take down the entirety of Stalwarts, because they are not coming out in the open, not giving unnecessary glimpse to the players of 4MV. And the zone, the circle is also favoring The grenades are being flung over, but no connection whatsoever.
The nade tosses are there, but the mark isn't. For Miracle Vibes, they have the man advantage inside the situation. And the overall advantage too is in the hands of 4 Miracle Vibes. But it's all going to come down to this next circle shift and where the circle is going to be shifting on over. Look at Action driving around. Now he gets the shots on himself. He knows that there's one player on the flank on the left flanks and Stalwart Esports. Now they will need to find a cure to that. Because if 4 Miracle Vibes, they get too much map control in their hands, Stalwart Esports, they might just fall on top of their faces. As I said, the main objective over here is not to fall over with your own shoelaces. Do not trip over. At Stalwart Esports, they're making sure that the surroundings are being watched.
I love what Stalwarts are doing. They're not greedy for the chicken dinner. They do understand that the circle is there. This is their circle. This is their game to lose. All they have to do is just hold on to the angles perfectly, not come out in the open. Because as the circle is going to close in, the first player or the first team to get the blue zone damage are going to be the players of 4MV. But Action is going to drive around with that vehicle. That can be a very risky play. If Stalwarts lose Action or any more player, 4MV will directly charge in towards the compound because the numbers advantage won't be there. But finally, Apex has been taken down and the flank angle which the 4MV players were trying to create has been nullified. Now it's a 3v3 scenario. Stalwarts can still win this one.
As I said, the spread not working out, and Stalwart Esports Action played that perfectly, drove around inside a vehicle, got Apex's position compromised, and then Stalwart Esports dealt with that issue so nicely. But I gotta say one thing, the teams have definitely went through a huge state of metamorphosis, and they're looking fantastic as ever before. As for Miracle Vibes, Action way too low for comfort, but is still able to stay alive for now. Falls back, goes for the heals on himself, and will be able to patch himself up. As now the circle is starting to be a huge key issue for both these teams. Stalwart Esports, at least they've got a solid compounds for themselves. Smokes tossed on over all across the field as reviews will be able to get a knockdown in the opponents. The MG3 is going to make sure that it's going to hurt their opponent as much as possible. Just shreds through the meat as now Nirzet knows that he's also getting pushed on over by the players of 4MV, but this nade is perfect. It finds stock. Nicely done. Nirzet takes down another man. This man is a one-man army and will also take down the last man. Perfectly done. Stalwart Esports, they take it in the hand. Great way to kick things off on the day 3.
Well, perfectly. The patience paid off. It's a